sounds like there's a lot of unique things going on, and it sounds great. Is there anything that you want to highlight about your coaching styles that makes you different from other coaches?
I think the first and foremost thing that we are is we never want to completely lose who you are in your style. We don't want to make everybody robots. We don't want to make everybody bowl the same. Everyone has their own little personality, their own little kind of creative touch to their style. And all we want to do is develop who you are as a bowler into the best bowler that you can be. Of course, you know, falling off your shot or, you know, hitting up on the ball is technically, or you class as your character in your style. Well, that's not going to fly with us. You know, we're going to obviously try and correct you as best we can, but we want to keep intact the soul of who you are in your bowling. So.
And it's the art. It's the art of bowling. That's why we're the International Art of Bowling, because we're not trying to make everybody look exactly cookie cutter the same. You have to put your spin on it, and you have to. It's such an artistic game.
The other thing that I think really separates us is, you know, Diandra and I are quite young, and we have Ron, who's on the other end of that spectrum. But we have a really laid back and a really creative and kind of our sense of humor makes it all really enjoyable to learn. I mean, you know, they can be really long days, the boot camps or whatever they are, and at the end of it, I never feel like I'm tired, or I feel like I've just had fun. I feel like I just had a day of fun, and a lot of our, pretty much all of our customers have said the exact same thing to the surveys that they reply back with. So, you know, we want to give everybody all the instruction that they could possibly want in an environment that isn't tiring, it isn't sleepy.
And isn't like school.
It's not boring, fun. You know, and we feel like we've achieved that. And every time we do a boot camp, we're getting better at this. So it's going to be really cool to see where we're at in like 10 years' time. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah. So can you tell us a little bit about membership, right? I saw something about a membership to the International Art of Bowling. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, we just did. That was the circle.
Oh, okay. And that's not released yet. So
yeah, it's not open. We're not accepting members yet because we're finalizing it and we're polishing it up. But we're working really hard on it. And, you know, bowlers can expect that very, very soon there's going to be a place online that you can go and learn how to be a better bowler through training plans that we're providing. And I know there's not another service out there that has this, because I would have probably been a member. Because I'm a big practicer. All my life I believe in putting the time in. And it truly is, you get out what you put in. Yeah. And we know that. But I think the problem is bowlers don't know how to practice, because maybe they don't have a coach, or maybe their high school coach doesn't really have direction. We're going to help high school coaches. High school coaches will be able to be members and help their players have a structured practice week. And I think that's really cool for us to be able to offer.
The other thing that's really cool about our membership as well is it's really another service to our customers. Is basically, look, we can't reach you all. We can't physically give you guys coaching programs through our boot camps. So we wanted to create a system where people could purchase a monthly membership and allow them to kind of have us as a virtual personal coach. And, you know, over these period of times that they're practicing, that they're working on their games through our training programs, they're also getting to kind of get into contact with us a little bit as well. So it's a very personal, it's a very close network membership. You know, if you sign up, it's not like you'll never hear from us and we're just going to like send you some, you know, emails that tell you what you should be doing. It's a very, very personal service.
Okay, all right, great. So, as you know, I had the opportunity to do the video analysis with Ron, and you know, he did kind of take some time to assess my approach. And what was really nice was he highlighted some positives and, of course, areas for improvement. And it's always good to hear that it's not all bad, right? Not the worst bowler out there, but there's
always someone worse.
Yeah, well, so you know. Maybe we can show the viewers a bit of the video.
Okay, now I like what you do. You're kind of getting yourself just a feel. You're a field player. So Just getting yourself kind of in a rhythm. First step, very good. You step out of the way of the swing. I can see maybe a little too much of the ball here. I'd like to only just see a little portion of it, and when you start it out in motion, then I'll show you why here in 1 second. Now you've increased your lean by making that step, your first step, right on the balance beam in front of your other step. So you're now up to about 22 degrees of lean, which is pretty good. That's enough to get the ball past. Alright, so here comes the ball. Nice and clean right there. You take an Amuleto step right there. I don't know if you know who Amuleto Monticelli is, but that's exactly what he does. Only he's right-handed, obviously. He makes a pretty big step where you can see a gap between his legs. And the difference between Amuleto and you is that he keeps the ball in his head right on this plane. Somewhere around 22, 23, 24 board at this point at your starting position. And I'm assuming you're aiming at about in between maybe 12, 13 boards, something like that. So step number 1, we're good. Step number 2, now you are all the way out to about the, I'm going with about the 6 or 7 board over here on your right feet. And that's a long way to try to get back and get the ball to a target out here on the lane. So up until this point, you're not too bad. The swing should wind up. You ready? Right here behind your shoulder. That's where the ball should be. Now what I've done is I've taken Amuleto and I've made him left-handed. But it'll give you an idea of the kind of footwork I'm talking about. I'm going to put him at full speed here and we'll get him stopped at the foul line. He takes 5 steps. Here's his step like yours. And that's the step I want you to learn how to make. Now, one of the things that you'll note here is Amuleto has more lean to the left than you do at this point. And the reason I used him is because you're attempting to do what he does. You're not quite like Parker Bone, and I'll put Parker Bone up so you can have a look at him as well. But it is this step that we're talking about. Okay? Watch his step right here. Okay? And your step. Very similar. But see where his ball is right now? It's behind his shoulder. And when his next step here, look at the difference. See where he did that step? Boom. Now he's got the ball right behind his shoulder, and as he comes down the swing with that, he's got all the room in the world to get it by. And you can see he's
what he highlighted was for me happened to be a key issue is my backswing wraps behind my back, right? And what was interesting is, I'd like to give you feedback on the style. I think it was what I experienced was an exact reflection of what you mentioned, which was rather than trying to mold me into a different player, Ron kind of said, okay, well, here's what you got. Here's what it looks like compared to some other professional bowlers. So here's how you can make that work. And I thought that was very fascinating, being a kind of a coach myself, but obviously much less experienced. It was very interesting to see the difference in that method. And instead of going cookie cutter, do this, do that, and make huge changes in my game, it was really good to see that. And I think, maybe for some specifics, he compared my game to Amuleto Monticelli and Parker Bone. And one of the things I do is my second step in a 4th step approach steps out. So it's kind of open instead of in line. And so my expectation, I've seen that on the video myself, and I know this wraparound thing is an issue for me, and I don't really know how to fix it, to be honest. And so he could have said, well, walk the tightrope. Figure out how to walk the tightrope and go away. But instead, he kind of showed me what Amuleto does and find a different way, and so added some adjustments there, and then compared some parts of my game to Parker Bone, which was good. Those positive things, right?
Kind of cool to see your game up next to those players, huh?
Yeah, it is, and sometimes pathetic, but we'll just leave it at that. But I just wanted to really commend that style. I think it was great to see that, and we don't always see that. And I've experienced different levels of coaching, and it's not that the recommendations were bad, but they don't always match your game, and so I think that was really good.
Well, we're really glad that you had such a great experience with that video analysis. Ron is awesome. Ron's helped both of us in our games, and he, you know, we give him a hard time because he is older, but he can take it, and he really can hang with us, and he's fun too. He's not a typical older man, you know. He's he likes to have a good time, but man, the knowledge that's in his head is amazing, and we just every time we're with him, we want to just get as much information from him as we can, so we're better coaches because of it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was really fun, and of course now I have follow-up, so that was fun. So, you know, maybe we can actually take a minute to talk about the IAB sponsors.
Yeah, we have lots of sponsors actually, which is just phenomenal. Our main sponsor, of course, is our ball manufacturer, Storm. Storm have just been. They truly are about improving the game, and you know, when we came to Storm with what we were doing with coaching and the boot camps, they were nothing but supportive. They wanted to be a part of it, and they wanted to promote it. They wanted to promote what we're actually our message is to, you know, happy bowlers are better. Learning bowlers are happier bowlers. So. Really, so much thank you to all the guys at Storm, Turbo as well. Basically in the same boat. You know, Laurie Tesmar at Turbo is a very strong advocate for education in bowling. You know, Turbo run clinics of their own, and they have a pretty amazing facility in Michigan. So if anyone lives in Michigan, they should certainly go check out that, the Turbo plant. Basically, one of the really cool things about our sponsors is they're very willing to donate product and to sell their product through our company. And we're also sponsored by another company called High Five, which is the shirt that I'm wearing today is made by High Five. And you know, their materials, they're just awesome.
They also have rosin bags. And they have towels and shoe covers and jackets, and you know, there's so many products that High Five Gear offer, and that you can customize, which I think is really awesome.
Yeah, I designed this shirt myself, and they're very helpful, very accommodating, and basically that's what we offer to our students, the ability to have customized shirts, and you know, obviously through High Five and our sponsor. So we have a really strong core base of sponsors, and we definitely couldn't do what we're doing without them.
Thank you for watching TamerBowling Video Ball Reviews.